What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and welcome back to Clone Evolution, one of my favorite mobile games as of late. And if you're like me and you're playing this game, you might want to go check out their Facebook page. The development team of this game is quite active on their Facebook account, so that way you'll know about things like I'm about to talk about in this video right now. So what are we talking about? The development team of Clone Evolution put out two little video snippets, and they basically asked the community, do they want to see a drastic shift in the way combat is portrayed here in Clone Evolution? Now, right off the bat, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, holy crap, this game has been out for a few months on iOS. It's been out for about a month on Android. This is kind of a weird time to drastically change the way your combat is viewed in the game. But after I took a look at the video snippets that you see on your screen, I kind of see why they're doing this and why they're asking the question. So if you look at the screen right now, you see a traditional hero collector mobile style viewpoint that you see in all of the other mobile games. It's a side view. It's a view that you can actually see the characters. Now, this is kind of important. If you go through the Android reviews, there are quite a lot of people that were not happy with the first person viewpoint of the game. A lot of people kind of had the feedback that I want to be able to see my characters attack. I don't like these little cards at the bottom of the screen. Please change it. So that feedback is out there, and I'm sure the developers saw that feedback and wondered to themselves, maybe we should go for more traditional approach for our combat, because, you know, not a lot of people like the first person view because, of course, you're not really able to see your characters, unlike a lot of other mobile hero collectors out there. So that kind of feedback is out there. So in my opinion, kind of just like, you know, my very first gut reaction to that, I'm not sure if I would have downloaded this game had I saw this viewpoint, because in my opinion, it still looks great. The iconic art style of this game is portrayed pretty well in this, but since the sprites are a little small, you really can't really appreciate the detail and the craziness that goes into some of this artwork. So this is the first viewpoint that they showed off. Now, let's switch the video to the second viewpoint that they advertised, and let's get a feel for that also. All right, so this is the second viewpoint that they basically asked, do you want to see Clone Evolution look more like this or the previous video? You guys already know what my vote's going to be. I would love for the game to look like this. And now, at first glance, you would say, FG, the game already looks like this, first person. Well, yes and no. It looks to me, and I can't really tell, it looks like the character sprites on the enemy is a little bit bigger. I love that because part of the game's charm is the artwork. And I think there's no better way than to view the artwork up close and personal like this in this first person perspective. But also, another thing they also changed is the character cards. The character cards are much bigger, and they went ahead, instead of doing the static character portraits, they went ahead and did the full body portraits as well as animated them as well. I think this is a really good trade-off of being able to see your characters, to see them animated, and being able to see this first-person perspective viewpoint. I think this is the direction they should go in. And if you look at the Facebook post, now like I said just a few minutes ago, if you go to the Android reviews before this video was ever put out, a lot of people wanted that old side view, mobile game, hero collector, typical type of viewpoint. But when you go to the Facebook page, more people like this viewpoint over the other. And I think if this game has any chance at all to just be moderately popular, like, I'm not trying to make this game like take over the world, but I think that if you look at the top 25 RPGs and you categorize them by top grossing, so like the most successful games on down, I think this game deserves to be at least in the top 50, if not top 30. I do believe that. I'm not saying it should top Summoner's Wars and it shouldn't top like Final Fantasy and things like that, but I think there's some games that probably aren't as deserving to be at that top list, and I think Clone Evolution at least could give them a run for their money. So I think if this game has any hope of catching on and getting people behind it, this is the viewpoint that they need to stick with. This is the viewpoint that'll sell people. This is the viewpoint that shows off the artwork and gives you a feel that this game is, you know, it has a little something. It has a little extra charm that other games just don't have. So that's my viewpoint on this whole thing. I'd love to hear your comments below. So if you are currently playing this game, you saw both of the videos, and I'll kind of flip them back and forth so you can kind of see. Let me know what you think. Which viewpoint do you like better? Do you like the first viewpoint, the traditional Hero Collector side view, where you can actually see your characters even though the sprites are a little smaller? Or do you like this more kind of like in your face, big, beefy sprites? I know I'm kind of like rigging the vote here a little bit like that, but if you like the better one, let me know. But just joking. Which view do you like more, the first one or the second one? I would love to hear your thoughts. And one thing I'll kind of close with, I think with the developer, the reason why they're even doing this is because the game itself, I think, you know, I kind of hate to say it's struggling, but the downloads aren't moving very fast. There's another game that just came out, and I forgot the name of it. It's like Lion something. It's another Hero Collector that just came out. It's not very good, but it already has 500,000 downloads already on Android. And it just came out right around the same time as this game. And this game currently only has 10,000 downloads. That is a massive difference. I'm just talking about Android. It might be completely different on iOS. But I'm sure the developer is looking at that and wondering, maybe we alienated people with this first person viewpoint. Maybe this is the reason why people aren't trying to download the game. I say, hey, you know, I'm not a developer. I don't know what the numbers behind the scenes looks like, but I think if you gotta stick to your guns on this one. I think if you're going to make it at all in this crazy mobile market, I think you need to stick with this viewpoint as opposed to trying to follow all the other games that have come before. Because sure, you might get more downloads, but I don't think people are going to stick with the game based off of that first viewpoint. But at the end of the day, maybe they can do both. I don't know. I think it might be a waste of development power. Considering that I assume that this development team is not the biggest development team in the world, I probably don't think they should try to maintain two drastically different combat perspectives, but maybe it's easier than I think it is. I'm not sure. But to close out on this video, my vote's on video number 2. I would love to hear your feedback. Once again, my name is FG3000. This is Clone Evolution, and I'll see you guys next video. Later.